Yeah, welcome back, children. And we had stopped in the previous class on page number, the previous page, which spoke about Peggy and Maddie going and visiting Wanda's place at Buggins Height. So let's see further what happened. And since they did not find Wanda at her place, nobody answered their knockings. So both of them had moved and came back home. So let's see what happened after that. On Saturday, Maddie spent the afternoon with Peggy. They were writing a letter to Wanda Petronsky. It was just a friendly letter, telling about the contest and telling Wanda she had won. They told her now, they told her how pretty her drawings were, and they asked her if she liked where she was living and if she liked her new teacher. They had meant to say they were sorry, but it ended up with their just writing a friendly letter, the kind they would have written to any good friend, and they signed it with lots of X's for love. They mailed the letter to Boggins Heights, writing please forward on the envelope. Days passed and there was no answer. But the letter did not come back, so maybe Wanda had received it. Perhaps she was so hurt and angry she was not going to answer. You could not blame her. Weeks went by and still Wanda did not answer, and Peggy had begun to forget the whole business. So let's see what happened further. And Maddie put herself to sleep at night, making speeches about Wanda, defending her from great crowds of girls who were trying to tease her with. So here we can observe that Maddie is more concerned and more hurt than Peggy. So even in her dreams, she is trying to, put herself, she isn't able to put herself to sleep. She is making speeches protecting Wanda from the girls who were trying to trouble her. How many dresses have you got? And before Wanda could press her lips together in a tight line, the way she did before answering, Maddie would cry out, Stop! Then everybody would feel ashamed the way she used to feel. So even in her dreams, she is continuously thinking about defending Wanda from the crowd if she ever comes back. Now it was Christmas time, and there was snow on the ground. Christmas bells and a small tree decorated the classroom. On the last day of school, before the holidays, the teacher showed the class a letter she had received that morning. So, guess whose letter it must have been? Yeah, your guess is right. It was Wanda's letter. You remember Wanda Petronsky, the gifted little artist who won this drawing contest. Well, she has written me, and I'm glad to know where she lives because now I can send her medal. I want to read her letter to you. So now the teacher is happy that she can send her prize to the right person. The class sat up with a sudden interest and listened intently, carefully, and with a lot of concentration. Dear Miss Mason, how are you in room 13? Please tell the girls they can keep those 100 dresses because in my new house I have 100 new ones all lined up in my closet. I would like that girl Peggy to have the drawing of the green dress with the red trimming and her friend Maddie to have the blue one for Christmas. I miss that school and my new teacher does not equalize with you. Merry Christmas to you and everybody. So she was really thankful to Miss Mason. She never complained, and even in this letter, instead of complaining, rather she has gifted these two girls her wonderful creations of the green and the blue dress. On the way home from school, Maddie and Peggy held their drawings very carefully. All the houses had wreaths and holly in the windows, so every house is decorated for the Christmas. Outside the grocery store, hundreds of Christmas trees were stacked, and in the window, candy peppermint sticks and cornucopias of shiny, transparent paper were strung. The air smelled like Christmas, and the light shining everywhere reflected different colors on the snow. Boy, said Peggy, this shows she really likes us. It shows she got our letter, and this is her way of saying that everything's all right. And that's that. I hope so, said Maddie sadly. She felt sad because she knew she would never see the little, tight lipped, polished girl again and couldn't ever really make things right between them. She went home and she pinned her drawing over a torn place in the pink flowered wallpaper in the bedroom. So this says that Maddie was also equally as poor as Wanda was. The shabby room came alive from the brilliancy of the colors. Maddie sat down on her bed and looked at her drawing. She had stood by and said nothing, but Wanda had been nice to her anyway. Tears blurred her eyes and she gazed for a long time at the picture. Then hastily she rubbed her eyes and studied it intently. The colors in the dress were so vivid that she had scarcely noticed the face and head of the drawing. But it looked like her, Maddie. It really looked like her own mouth. Why, it really looked like her own self. Wanda had really drawn this for her. Excitedly, she ran over to Peggy. Peg, she said, let me see your picture. What's the matter? Asked Peggy, as they clattered up to her room where Wanda's drawing was lying face down on the bed. Maddie carefully raised it. Look, she drew you. That's you, she exclaimed. And the head and face of this picture did look like Peggy. That means this girl had already planned to gift those dresses, those drawings to Maddie and Peggy. What did I say? Said Peggy. She must have really liked us anyway. Yes, she must have, agreed Maddie, and she blinked away the tears that came every time she thought of Wanda, standing alone in that sunny spot in the schoolyard, looking stolidly over the group of laughing girls after she had walked off, after she had said, sure, 100 of them all lined up. So, conscience is really pricking her, and she is unable to bear the pain of realizing how Wanda would have felt bad when these girls were, having fun or making fun of her. So, with this, we come to the end of the lesson. And uh, yesterday or on Tuesday, whatever questions you must have sent, this goes with it, this oral comprehension check to be sent by Saturday, because our English assignment day is Saturday. So these three questions on this page you have to send to me on Saturday. Let's see what's there in thinking about the text. Why do you think Wanda's family moved to a different city? Needless to say, you have to describe everything that her father had written in the letter. Do you think life there was going to be different for their family? So you have to write your perception. Maddie thought her silence was as bad as Peggy's teasing. Was she right? So you all know that she was right. Because it's not just the person who commits some mistake. It's also the people who keep looking at the person committing mistake without stopping that person are also equally at fault. So doing a crime is wrong, but not stopping a crime is also equally wrong. Peggy says, I never thought she had the sense to know we were making fun of her anyway. I thought she was too dumb. And gee, look how she can draw. What led Peggy